Hello YouTubers. In this video we're going to be covering a flickering xenon headlight problem on my 2012 Honda Odyssey Touring Elite. The Elite model came with factory xenon headlights, and recently, like I said, they started flickering, or this one here has started flickering. The car is a 2012, like I said, and it has 190,000 miles. It's 11 years old, and I guess it's about time for a bulb to go out on these xenons. The thing that I'm going to do here is I'm not going to replace it with another xenon. I have felt, even though these are whiter, they're not brighter than normal bulbs. It could be me, but I feel like I'm going to move to LED. I bought some super bright LEDs that'll go into place into the same socket, take the same connection as these factory xenons. So that's what we're going to do. But first I thought I'd give you a look-see of the problem. Here we go. Oh, that one's already out. It's already past the point of flickering. Well, if you can imagine it flickering, flash, 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 and then it would eventually come on. So, okay, so we do know that we got to replace it no matter what, which I always thought was the case. The question now is it going to be LED bulbs that go in here and fix the problem, or do I need to buy ballasts to go in here and fix the problem along with my LED bulbs? So, anyway, we'll show you the parts that we're going to use and the tools we're going to use to do the job. So these are the LED headlights that I bought. Bought them on Amazon. You see the lumens are pretty high power. I liked that about it. The reviews were fairly good about it, but these are the ones that are going in the car. Okay, these are the tools I think you'll need to do the job. A needle nose pair of pliers, that is to pull the grounding wire off so that the igniter can fall further away from the bulb, giving you more room for your hand. A ratchet with a 10 millimeter and a 7/32. 7/32 is going to go on the throttle intake, because we're going to take out the air intake box. And a trim tool to get off three pieces of trim pieces. You'll see where in the video, but we'll use that to get that off, and then the rest is just by hand. So these are the tools you'll need. So YouTubers, we're going to start on this side of the car, and the reason for that is this side's burned out, that side is working, and I want to be able to tell a difference between the two. So we're going to start here, and the first thing we're going to want to do is pull this up, which I've already undone the clips. We're going to take out the air box, which is that bolt there. That bolt there. They stay in place, so don't try to lift them out. They stay in place. Undo this clasp here. Loosen this here. Not much else to it, so let's pull this out of the way. That's that. This air box here sits into that place there. Pull straight up like that. I'm going to push this back. Like so. Airbox out. And now we have really good access to where we need to be. What we're attempting to get is this white clip here off. Hard to do one-handed, YouTubers, so let's get that out, and then we'll twist this guy out. So for me, it took a needle nose pliers to grab onto the end. I grabbed onto the top and bottom as you see it here, not the sides, because I didn't want to touch the wiring. So anyway, that's loose. So now we should be able to twist this guy here. Okay, so that pulls out, just lays there. And there's our bulb. Now we're going to undo these clips. Imagine you push in and pull to the middle. Pushed in and pulled toward the middle. Now that should free the bulb. 190,000 miles of service out of that bulb. Yeah. So now the new one, let me go grab it. We're gonna put this in. Here's a tip. This piece that collapses, this piece here with the notch, let's go straight up and down, remove it. Remove it. So it should just come free. Now we're going to put it in to the housing. Put it into its spot. You see how it lines up with the top piece here. Now we're going to put in the clip. Left side or right side to you. Clip is in. Now we're going to insert the bulb into the hole. Okay, the bulb is in, straight up and down. Next thing to do is to hook up the igniter. Look at these pieces there. It's only going to line up one way, so let me get that lined up and plugged in. And the next thing we'll hook up is the, I believe, ground. Has to be a ground. Anyway, let me hook that up and we'll be right back. Okay, so this is not going to work. So it's all connected up. Everything's ready except the ground strap, which is here. But there is no room to close the housing back up with this igniter. You can't even get it down in here or over there, back down in there, without not having enough room for this guy here, which needs to connect up there. So let's get a set of Xenons ordered so that we can hook them back up to the igniter and plug them back in. Lesson learned. That's why I'm posting this video. So I'll let you know when I get the new bulbs in, and we'll go from there. These are the replacement bulbs I'm going to go with. I did some research last night, and I watched a video from the Retrofit Source, which, if you ever watched their stuff on their channel, the Retrofit Source has a website. They sell aftermarket headlights, high-end stuff. But they also did a comparison test of Xenon's D2S's, compared Orsam, Morimoto, Phillips. There was one other. Anyway, I'll put a link to that video in the description below, but these came out on top. So since these have the highest output watts or lumens of the two, of all of the four that were tested, or 5. Anyway, I went with these. So we're going to put these in the car. So I'm getting ready to put in the Xenons, and I just wanted to remind everybody real quick why we're putting back in Xenons and not LEDs. If you look at the housing area, by the time you get the, by the time you get the LED back in place, or the LED in place, by the time the fan comes out here, there is no room for the fan and the igniter to be in the housing and to be covered back up. If you don't mind it not being covered, you can run LEDs, but you're going to get debris, water probably, and everything else inside the housing. I don't want that, so I'm going back to Xenon because I want to have the system closed and buttoned up, and to last me another 190,000 miles. So I'm getting ready to insert the ball back into here, the new ball back into here, and lock it in place with the clips. Plug back in the ballast and twist, and then hook back up the ground wire, which goes right in here. All right, so let's get it in there. Can't do it and record it at the same time, unfortunately. Ball back in place. And we're gonna hook back up the igniter, and the igniter twisted on. Let me show you. Not sure if you can see, but there should be, you're not gonna be able to see it. It's down in there. Anyway, there's a notch on this side and a notch on this side. If we look down in the igniter, we see those notches and see how they want to twist back into place. So that's what we're going to do. At the end of the day, this thing needs to be straight up and down. Let's do that. Igniter in place, twist it on, just like I said. Nice and secure, and now we're just going to hook back up. I think it's a ground strap because it looks like it wants to be a ground strap. So we're going to hook that back up and then close up the housing. For now, I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together in preparation for tonight. That way I can crank the car up and not have check engine lights come on or anything. So let's get the air box back together. Everything else is nice and sealed. Guess I can line that back up better. All back together. Everything's nice and good. And for those judging this engine bay, if you're judging this engine bay, I do. And I'm annoyed that it's this dirty. So once everything gets put back in, everything's buttoned up, I will clean it up spectacularly. And if you've noticed those are because I have LEDs in here. The car's converted everything to LED. So I wanted that in there because they're really bright. When you put on the signal on this, it's like following a brand new car. They're insanely bright on this car. Here we go. Oops, lock it. So there we are, all lit up. The new one's in. This side is definitely whiter. That side is definitely off. So tomorrow we'll put in the other side. Oops. Tomorrow we'll put in the other side and take it for a test drive, and we'll see the difference out on the road. See you then. So for this side, you got these components here all in the way. I'll try to show you. Yeah. There's the opening. It's very tight. You can get in here and remove the water bottle if you want. I'm not going to bother with it. I think I'm going to just go by feel. The bulb goes in the hole. The pins or the clips go around it, and then push in and twist the igniter. Sorry I can't give you much help on this one, but if you want to remove the headlight, which I've seen people do, pull the grill out, pull the bumper off, or drop the water bottle, I'm just not gonna bother with it. I think just one-handed with a glove should be able to do the job. Okay, the lights are in, everything's on. That side, again, had to do it one-handed to get it in there right without having to drop the water bottle and pull out the bumper, pull out the headlight. That would have been the easier way to access the lights, but it would have been the harder way to do the job. So anyway, we'll clean up the engine bay, clean up the car, and take it for a road spin tonight, see how it lights up the road. So see you tonight. Because I am a man of my word. Engine bay clean, as I can get it with the solvents that I have. Not too bad, but I try to stay on top of it. It's not like it was filthy for 190,000 miles. It was just dusty. Anyway, okay, YouTubers, both lights are in. We're getting ready to take it for a test drive. So let's unlock it. And now they're the same color. Mucho better. So for those that want to know, it's 192,000 on this car. Let's take it down the road. Already much brighter than it has been. I have been telling my wife this car's headlights are dim, and these are Xenons and they're not supposed to be, but with 192,000 everything gets tired after a while. So I guess the lights got tired. So let's pick up on a dark road. So here we are, riding down the road. Looking pretty good. These lights were quite expensive, but I think they were worth the money. Again, I'll put the price and the link to them in the description below. So with the Honda Odyssey Touring Elite, you also get fog lights. Let me turn those on so you can see those. Just kind of light up the lower area off, on, off, on. Normally I leave them on because, again, if you've heard other videos from me, you know I like light because I like to be seen, and I think it's a safety thing. So the more light, the better. Obviously, I'm not trying to blind people, but at the same time, I want to be seen. So the intensity, or lumens, is what I'm looking for. And I think the ones that I bought here, the Phillips, again, rated really high on a comparison test. Again, that video will be in the link below. Be in a link below in the description. So go take a look at it, and if you're interested in, or you have to replace your Honda D2S bulbs, you know, I think this video will be helpful for you because it's Honda and Acura. These are all the same D2S processes. Your access may be a bit different, but if you have the D2S bulb, the art of changing the bulb is going to be the same inside the housing. So, YouTubers, if you like the video,